Here we are together again on the radio. Oh, God. You know, I would love to sit here and tell you that every day I prepare for this program like it's the biology final. I would like to tell you that I sit there with a single-edged razor blade, clipping articles out of the newspaper, studying, thinking, mulling, considering, musing, you know, taking notes, writing things down on a clipboard, making, kind of bullet points to put on index cards, and then finally coming in here, all a bundle of nerves and energy, saying, oh, my God, I hope I'm going to be good enough today. I hope I'm going to be good enough today to do this job. Because I know you as the listener imagine that that's what I do. I know you think that I get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, shake out the cobwebs, and then I sit there and I, ponder what issues I'm going to discuss on the air. I have to look for material. I have to beat the bushes trying to find things to do. I have to put all my papers in maybe a briefcase or a portfolio of some kind. I carry the papers in, I lay them out in different stacks according to categories. And that preparing for this program has got to be a grueling, grueling experience. I'd be lying to you if I said that's true. I'm sorry. The world is making it too easy to do my job. No preparation required. All you have to do is just read the paper. You know, if you like watching the news on TV, there really isn't a lot of work, a lot of thought involved. You know, I hear these people on the radio, they can't think of what to talk about. They talk about what they had for breakfast today, or, you know, they ask the sidekick, you know, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And they've got what they call show prep sitting in front of them, you know, stacks and stacks of old jokes cranked out by old DJs who after they can't get jobs as DJs anymore, they write show prep material. You know who I'm talking about. But, a simple cursory glance at the newspaper or a couple of websites, and you've got more than enough material to do 30 shows any given day. Any given day. Now, I think there are some of you out there who just don't know how to find material or don't like reading very much. And, you guys are SOL, but not me. Not me. Now, we all know what happened in New York with the governor, Elliot Spitzer. Elliot Spitzer was with a whore, and he had to resign his office. He had to step up to the podium in Albany, and he had to resign his office to spend more time with his family. So now New York has a new governor, Governor David Patterson. He's the new governor. He was the lieutenant governor, and nobody thought in a million billion years that this guy would ever have to serve as governor. They just kind of put him in that position and, kind of left him there. Little knowing that one day he would ascend to the top. So suddenly, New York State, and they had no idea it was coming, suddenly New York State has its first African-American governor. They never thought that would happen. And, to my knowledge, their first blind governor. He's legally blind. So that's, in my mind, that would be enough, right? That's a lot of stuff going on there. He's black, he's blind, and nobody knows who this guy is except the people who lived in his district in Harlem when he was like a local city councilman or whatever. That's it. Well. Now look. This man doesn't let being legally blind or being black stop him. He has been one busy little bee. This from the New York Daily News. The Thunderous applause was still ringing in his ears when the state's new governor, David Paterson, told the New York Daily News. Did you hear what he told the New York Daily News? Have you heard about this? Yes, both he and his wife have had extramarital affairs. That's right. In a stunning revelation, both Paterson, 53, and his wife, Michelle, 46, acknowledged in a joint interview they each had intimate relationships with others during a rocky period in their marriage several years ago. By the way, when's the last time a politician was that honest? All kidding aside, I do think that's fantastic. That's the best thing you can do. Hey, I've copped. Are you kidding? You know all the things I've copped to. I had extramarital affairs. I had affairs when I was living with chicks. I was a victim of extramarital affairs. Yes. Yes, I used the old two-hotel method. You check into town in one hotel room with your girlfriend or your wife, and little does she know, later in the evening, you're going to check into your other hotel room in town when you're on the road. I've done it. Really... Yeah, sure, you could get more details than I'm giving you, I guess, if you really wanted to find them. I don't give the details because I don't want to embarrass the other people involved, but I'm taking the hit. I'm saying I did this stuff. I did it. And so there's no need for people to go through my garbage cans. They're not going to find anything in the garbage can that they can't find on the air, and there are many people who think this show sounds like it originates in a garbage can, so I think it all works out perfectly. But here's the new governor of New York State saying that he and his wife have both had extramarital affairs. Says here, in the course of several interviews in the past few days, Paterson said he maintained a relationship for 2 or 3 years with, quote, a woman other than my wife, beginning in 1999. And by the way, the specifics of this story are outrageous. I mean, anybody who's like going with a magnifying glass looking through the paper for stuff to talk about, this is right in front of your nose, folks. It says here, as part of that relationship, Paterson said he and the other woman sometimes stayed at an Upper West Side hotel. He told the hotel the Days Inn at Broadway and 94th Street. By the way, make fun of the guy if you will. This is brilliant. Says here, he said members of his Albany legislative staff often use the same hotel when they visit the city. This was a marriage that appeared to be going sour at one point, Paterson conceded in his first interview on Saturday. But he said, I went to counseling, and we decided we wanted to make it work. Michelle is well aware of what went on. Then in a second interview with Paterson and his wife on Monday, only hours after he was sworn in to replace scandal-scarred Elliot Spitzer, Michelle Paterson confirmed her husband's account. She said, like most marriages, you go through certain difficult periods. What's important is for your kids to see you work them out. The columnist Juan Gonzalez of the New York Daily News, you've probably seen on TV occasionally. He appears one of those talking heads on various news programs. He calls them the first couple. He says the first couple agreed to speak publicly about the difficulties in their marriage in response to a variety of rumors about Paterson's personal life that have been circulating in Albany and among the press corps in recent days. They spoke in the governor's office even as scores of friends, family members, and political supporters were celebrating in the corridors of the Capitol his ascension to the state's highest post. Says here that given the call girl scandal that erupted last week and forced Spitzer's stunning resignation, Paterson conceded that top government officials are bound to come under closer scrutiny for their personal actions. The governor flatly denied what he called a, quote, sporadic rumor in Albany that I had a love child by another woman. He said that's just not true. Michelle Paterson said, in obvious disgust over that persistent rumor, don't you think he'd take care of a child if he'd had one? The thing is, because he told the truth about the other thing, I completely believe him. How refreshing. Says here the romantic relationship he did have lasted until sometime in 2001, Paterson said. He did not identify the former girlfriend. Asked if he had stayed with anyone else since 2001 at the same West Side hotel, Patterson said, from time to time I used to take Michelle to that hotel. Really? The Days Inn. Hey, big spender. While Michelle Patterson didn't speak much Monday, she touched on the subject of marriage, infidelity in an interview last week with New York Daily News columnist Heidi Evans. She said, I feel life is very fragile. You never know what could happen. That is why you shouldn't judge people. When asked if she worried about other women, given how much time she and her husband spent apart, she replied, not really. I have a philosophy in life. You have to let people live their life. I feel my husband loves me and is devoted to the family, and I know he loves me. I'm not going to worry about that stuff. He and his wife... I think I've been making 7 figures too long. It says here, he and his wife went to the West Side Days Inn when they were trying to rekindle the romance in their marriage. Nothing like that free breakfast at the crack of dawn to rekindle your relationship. Tell you what. Says here they did so after a marriage counselor he used recommended they introduce new and exciting things into their relationship, Patterson said, and so they could be alone and away from their children. Honey, I got an idea. Let's you and I spend a romantic weekend at the Days Inn. Patterson said it's convenient since it's only 4 subway stops from my Harlem office. By the way, I'm amazed his wife isn't creeped out going to the same hotel where he used to take his mistress. What is it about that place? Says here, asked if he had used government or campaign funds to pay for any rendezvous with his former girlfriend, Patterson said he had not. All this, of course, would normally be considered part of the private life of any government official. But after the sordid saga of Elliot Spitzer and the ever wackier escapades of the former New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey and his estranged wife Dina, it seems no political leader can escape the magnifying glass that is destined to be placed over his personal life. By the way, folks, those of you who think I should run for president or other elective office, can you see why I could never win? Is it true, Mr. Leykis, that you smoke pot? Is it true that you had sex with somebody other than you? Is it true? Yes. Yes! Besides, I make, 20 times what these guys make at the very least. Why would I want to do that job? Again, it's a pay cut I'd have to take. So here's my question for you. Okay, so now we know that New York State's new governor, David Paterson, the guy they never thought would become the governor of New York State, the guy they never thought would be in the main chair. They just had him as the lieutenant governor. And I imagine this way they had an African-American there in office. In case anybody asked, we all know the importance the lieutenant governor has. Kind of like the United States vice president, only with even less influence and authority. Let's make the black guy the lieutenant governor. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right. So now he's the governor. And he steps up to the plate and he says that he and his wife both had extramarital affairs. Wow. My question for you is not about Governor Patterson, because we don't really know much about him yet, except this. And he's blind and he's black. That's what do we know about the guy? That's about all we know, unless we live in New York City, and even then, how much do most of those people know about him? Probably nothing. That's why all these in-depth personal interviews are happening with him right now. People try to figure out who is this guy. But I have been in that relationship situation where I've been the perpetrator and I've been the victim. Perpetrator is what the NYPD says, and the cops on the beat. Yeah, we were working the perpetrator, and the perpetrator was on 48th Street, and then he was going westbound over to 9th Avenue, and so we followed him in the vehicle. The perpetrator, the alleged perpetrator. In marriages and relationships, I've been the perpetrator, and I've been the victim. Both. Okay? And when I have been the perpetrator and got caught, at least one woman knew what I had done and wanted me to come back into the relationship, which I said, I feel creepy about that. I can't do it. Now, this is me. I don't know if I'm in the majority or the minority, but plenty of people get caught, and then they go to counseling, and they try to work things out. To me, that's too painful. That's too much. Do you really want me to tell you why I was boning some other chick? Do you really want me to tell you that in detail? Do I really want to sit there in a medical center, in an office, have you cry all over the place every week? You don't want to know why I did it. And honestly, I don't want to know why you did it. If I'm not satisfying you, it's time to go. That's always been my attitude. It's time for you to go. And as much as people say, oh, no, you should work on these things, you should work on them, you should go to counseling, you should work on them. A marriage is all about working and compromising and working on your relationship. Oh, I can't take it. TMW, too much work. So I'm more likely to say, you know what, this is best for both of us. And just move on with my life. And you know what, my life has worked out just fine. I can't say it's worked out just fine for the victims in these cases, but it's worked out just fine for me. And, of course, I have been the victim as well. One big case was somebody I was married to who went out and had an affair and lied about it and continued lying about it right up to the end of our marriage. But then she said, let's just move forward. That's what she said. Let's just move forward. Didn't want to go to counseling, didn't want to go to therapy. Let's just move forward, she said. She said the same thing, right until we were divorced. And then, something like 12 years later, she finally copped. 12 years after we got divorced. It's true. All right? So I really have no interest. If somebody feels the need to go bang somebody else and I'm in a relationship, you know what? That's where they should be. With other people, but not me. How do you feel about this? If somebody has an extramarital affair or somebody goes outside your relationship and you know about it, do you want to sit there and work on it? Were you, one time, like me, at one time, were you somebody who goes to counseling and tries to work on it? Or are you, like me, are you somebody who just says, you know what, I want out? Tell me what kind of person you are. On every day, rain or shine. I have to drive you out of the studio in a gurney. You just call me the Cal Ripken Jr. of broadcasting. As opposed to being the Mr. Leonard of broadcasting. That's right. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. And what's the deal? Like, if you got caught cheating or if you caught someone cheating, are you the type to go into counseling or therapy or interminable talking to try to figure it out? I think you're wasting your time, and I've done it. I've done it both ways, and just saying to the other person, you know what, you are clearly unhappy. So it's time to go has been the most expeditious and least stressful route. And low stress in my life is a good thing. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Brandon on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom? How you doing?
Doing okay.
Awesome. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I got a little situation with this little 20-year-old that I'm kind of dating right now. We've been going out for about three weeks. And about the second week, she wants to go out with her girls, and I'm like, cool, I'm going to go out with the guys, and we did our own thing. Well, I ended up home at 2 in the morning, knocking out and stuff, and I get a call about 3 in the morning. She's, like, really blitz drunk, And she's over here telling me, like, oh, my God, babe, I lost my ID, my pocket, or my money, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, look, check your pocket. And she pulls her underwear out of her pocket. On the phone, she tells me, oh, my God, what the heck is this? And I'm like, what is it, babe? She goes, oh, that's my G-string. I'm like, oh, what the heck, dude? It hit me like a ton of bricks at first, right? And so I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Technically, we're not together. And technically, I'm pretty much doing the same thing because, I'm going to, hit all the tail I can, too. So I'm like, do I really want to stop this right now after she went outside and did what she did, or make her apologize and come groveling back? So I chose to make her, come groveling back, and I'm going to roll with it, but in no way, shape, or form, I'm going to be faithful to it. I don't need counseling to know what I want out of her, And
I don't even know why you need I don't even know why you need a relationship.
No. it's not so much a relationship. I guess it's somewhat of a union kind of, but I'm not really, faithful to her and stuff, and I don't see myself marrying her or nothing, but, I mean, she is the one I kind of choose to roll with for financial reasons. I don't want to take out all kinds of chicks and stuff and go broke on these broads, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take out her and focus on her for right now, and that's all my schedule.
Well, you see, because the whole thing is based on taking her out. You shouldn't be taking anybody out. You should be taking them in, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. Amen to that. But, yeah, basically, I'm going to go on ahead and move forward with it, I guess, as you said. Move forward.
Yeah, but, I'm telling you that, by the way, what have I told you for so many years, Brandon, about Girls' Night Out?
It's never Girls' Night Out.
Why did you even sign off on that?
You know what? Because I'm doing the same thing. And I'm not insecure where I think she's going to find something better. I mean, I know I'm stacking, so I know she's going to come back to this. You know what I mean? So that part's secure, you know what I mean? And if she wants to walk, then more power to her. I'm not scared to lose anything, you know what I mean? I got what I got as a whole man, you know what I mean? I got a good job. I'm established. I'm Leykis 101 100%, And like I said, if we do go out, you guarantee it, I ain't spending more than $40, so, and I don't care. I take that after 3 days all the way through, But
if you're 101 100%, then you got to have a bullpen.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, definitely not.
Because that basket might be getting humped by somebody else.
I got a cougar on the bullpen, She's 39, but she's always willing, and she only wants me for one thing, and I'm totally happy with that,
You should be with nothing but women who want only one thing.
Amen, Tom. Amen.
All right, Brandon.
Well, it's good to finally talk to you, Tom, and keep it up, and, keep it up for the fellas out there. We need you, bro.
I'm doing the best I can, Brandon. Thank you for the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. By the way, if you're calling from any international destination, that was fun having callers from all around the world. If you're calling from any country other than the United States or Canada, call 323-520-6211. It's 323-520-6211. This is Gabe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Doing okay.
Hey, I got a story for you. Twice married, twice divorced, 7 kids. Pay a ton of child support. Found out my ex was cheating on me, out the door. Child support, no problem. I take care of it. My kids, no problem. Totally cheaper to divorce them.
So, by the way, how many kids do you have?
7, man.
Why? Do you have a farm?
No, I'm just prolific. I should have listened sooner.
No, you're just prolific.
I should have listened sooner. That's another issue, neither here nor there. I love my kids. No problem.
You love your kids, but how much does that cost?
It's costing me, I don't know, about $4,000 a month.
$48,000 a year. How much do you make?
6 figures, just into the 6 figures.
So you make $100,000 a year?
Yeah.
And you pay half of your gross income to child support?
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
So at $100,000 a year, you're in the, 50% tax bracket?
Yes.
All right, so you pay $48,000 a year to child support and $50,000 a year in taxes. That leaves you $2,000 a year to live on.
Something like that. No, it's not like that. I make.
How much do you really make?
About $100,000, a little over $100,000. I pay about. I pay bi-weekly. I pay. I don't know. I pay right around $40,000 a year.
$40,000 a year. All right, so you pay $40,000 a year in child support, and you pay $50,000 a year in taxes. That's $90,000.
Oh, no. I don't pay that much in taxes. I mean, because
you don't?
Kids, I don't pay that much taxes. No.
You don't have that many write-offs? Come on.
No, but I mean,
what do you pay? $40,000?
Excuse me?
How much in taxes do you pay on $100,000?
You know what? I have no idea. To be quite honest,
do you get a refund? Do you get No,
I don't get a refund.
No, you don't.
I break even every year.
So you have very, very little spending money.
Oh, yeah. I'm always broke. But, you know, the thing is, I still get more tail than I ever had before. I'm 38. I get 19-year-old, 20-year-old.
Oh, I'm sure you do, and I'm glad you do. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you know, I don't care how much you love your kids. You can't afford 7 kids.
Oh, I know. I agree. But they're mine.
Were you in a trance for a period of time? What happened?
The TV was broken. I got it fixed finally.
What was broken?
The TV.
The TV was broken, so you had 7 children.
Yeah.
A TV would have been cheaper.
Tell me about it. Now, I got that fixed. No more kids on the way. But bottom line, she cheated. She's gone. I figured it's going to cost me a ton of child support. But, you know, it's well worth it, you know. Don't want to be around that.
Oh, boy. Hi, Gabe. It's been a little slice of heaven here.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I want to talk first about...
The Tom Leykis Show from Hollywood at 1-800-5800-TOM. So in case you haven't heard about it, David Patterson, the new governor of New York State, just sworn in on Monday, has revealed that he and his wife have both had extramarital affairs. But they've worked through them. Would you even want to work through that? Have you tried that? I've tried it. Doesn't work. Martin is listening to us online from Redmond, Washington on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How's it going, Tom?
Doing okay.
Yeah, so I'm a guy that has been on both sides of the equation. I've cheated and been cheated on. And now I'm on the same page as you. I think it's definitely not worth it. But I used to be naive and think that no matter who I was with or what problems we ran into, I'd be able to work it out. So I did cheat once, and we ended up going to counseling, like, for forever. And I think one thing that a lot of people never realize is that no matter what, if you cheat, that girl is never, ever going to forget. You can try and work on whatever you're going to work on, but if you cheat on her, that baggage is going to follow you wherever you go. Anytime you go out with your friends, anytime you go out by yourself, when you're at work, if you're out together and you look at another woman, she's going to remember that you cheated.
And throw it in your face.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and I think for the majority of women really want to hold that baggage. Like, they like that. So when you cheat, it's almost like incentive. It's something she can hold over you for forever. So anytime there's an argument or anytime there's whatever kind of crap comes up in your relationship, you can expect that to come up. No matter what kind of so-called, you know, quote-unquote progress you make or breakthrough you make in your relationship counseling, that's always going to come up. It's always going to be there.
Absolutely. I agree with that, by the way. And by the way, I'm not sure I wouldn't bring it up myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I were the victim. No, go ahead.
In the relationships I've been in, when the girl cheats on me, I mean, that's it. At least now. I used to try and get over it, but I was kind of the same way. You never really get over it. And now, I mean, I follow the Leykis 101 rules as best I can, and just in general try to avoid relationships. Yeah,
I mean, my whole thing is if somebody goes out with someone else, of course, I really, in recent years have avoided relationships per se. But if somebody wants to go out with somebody else, that's fine. Okay, they've made their decision. As far as I'm concerned, there's no ego involved. They should go do their thing, and I'm going to go do my thing, and that's fine. And that's why I haven't been that excited about the idea of a relationship. It's like, do I really want to sit there spying on somebody or following somebody? No.
Exactly. I mean, when you really think about it, there's not a whole lot to be had in a relationship. Unless you're just one of those needy saps that has to have somebody else in your life to whine and complain to or whatever if you don't have friends or whatnot.
Which is exactly what they do. They complain. You are inadequate. You are to be criticized. You're lazy. You don't do enough. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you are dead on when you talk about women being dream killers. Because as somebody who I almost bit the bullet, I've only been listening to your show for about a month. I used to live in Southern California. I knew of you, But I used to think that you were just this big jerk who didn't understand women and just wanted to be miserable. Coming more and more now to see that you're just dead on. I almost got married to a woman with a kid. The kid was about 5 years old. She had almost no capacity to make money. I was a golden ticket. And I thought I was going to be happy, and it wasn't until the absolute last second that I pulled out of it and got myself on track. But I've been listening to you for about a month now. Regret not getting on the bandwagon earlier, and now I'm just living the life.
Now, was that experience in the state of Washington? Is that where that happened?
No, that was in Southern California. Okay,
because now where you are surrounded by single mothers, surrounded by doughy-looking, chunky chicks who have kids by somebody else, and that somebody else is going to be in your life day in and day out, calling, coming over, you name it. She'll be arguing with him, and then you'll have to listen to her tell her tale of woe. Why bother?
Exactly. Yeah, so I don't, as a rule, I do not date single moms. I don't get involved with women that have any kids, whether they live with them or not. I've got all sorts of requirements now. I mean, if the girl makes less than $75 a year, I want nothing to do with her. If she can't support herself, and if she can't at least pay for half, we don't even go out. I would
not be with somebody who has debts. I wouldn't be with somebody who has a FICO score under 650.
Yeah, I need to gain something from being involved with anybody. And if I can't, then I'm better off on my own.
I'll bang them, but I definitely will not move in with them, have a serious relationship with them, marry them. Forget it.
Exactly.
I'm not paying anybody's student loans off. I'm not paying anybody's car payments. I'm not helping anybody pay the mortgage on their grandmother's house. I'm not doing it.
Damn straight, Tom. Preach it.
These guys just fall into these traps. I can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, well, women, I think, come with a reality distortion field, just pre-installed. If you let yourself get entangled with these women, you will, just things become different. You start to see things differently. Not because they actually are different, but because your sense of reality has been warped. You actually think that it's a good idea to settle down, and it's a good idea to spend all this money on kids and going out to eat, all this other crap, soccer camp and whatever else.
Orthodonture and you name it.
Oh, yeah, the kid needs haircuts. And
plus her boob job. Plus her boob job that she's going to need so that the next guy after you will want her.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, hey, can you take me out tribal style, followed with a machine gun?
Here you go. One 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Outside the United States, call 323-520-6211. Jim on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Leykis. I'd like to comment on your, there's a couple things I'd like to comment on. First is the issue of would I take somebody back that cheated on me? Absolutely not. I'm married. That's a legal contract. They get kicked out. It means they broke the contract. They're out of there. Even if I had a girlfriend that I was living with, I would have to kick them out. I mean, there's probably a legal precedent for that, in that even under common law, the woman can get your stuff, but if she broke that spirit of that law, then she's out of there. So, and the second thing is trying to get Patterson out of there, out of the New York governorship, would be impossible. He's a double golden child. He's disabled and he's black. Perfect. So, anyway, I just thought I'd give you that.
Well, I understand, and I appreciate that, Jim. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. In case you're just tuning in, David Patterson, who is the new governor of New York State, he replaced the disgraced Eliot Spitzer, who resigned on Monday. He has announced that both he and his wife have had extramarital affairs. But they work things out. Are you the kind of person who would want to work things out if the person cheated on you? Have you done it? Or do you do what I do now, which I believe that going to counseling, going to therapy, good for you individually. Couples counseling, waste of time. I say if somebody cheats on you, they've made their decision. They voted with their private parts, and it's time to go. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Fox on the... no, that's not a station identification. On the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
I'm okay.
Well, good. Well, yeah, I was with this girl about a year and a half. And this past New Year's Eve, you know, she wanted to, you know, go off and do her own thing with her friends. Cool, whatever. And there was that big party concert downtown. And, you know, I did my own thing. I was at the, Standard on the rooftop, and that was, you know, tons of fun. I had a great night. And then I didn't really hear from her. And then the following morning, I get a call from her. Oh, you know, hey, I'm at this, hotel downtown. You know, my friends like, you know, we got a room, blah, blah, blah. You know, I need a ride home. Sure. You know, I gave her a ride home, picked her up, gave her a ride, whatever. About a month later, she leaves her laptop over at my place. And you know, I'm kind of curious, so, you know, so I snoop, whatever. Her MySpace was still logged in. To make a long story short, like I find out she got tag teamed that night by two
And you gave her a ride, did you?
Oh yeah.
That's good work there, Ace.
Yeah, I know, but it took a month for me to find out. And I found out, you know, she got tagged.
I don't care how long it took you to find out. The fact is, you gave her a ride. What were you doing?
Well, had I known, you know, I wouldn't have. But the moment I found out.
Well, let's review. What night was that?
New Year's Eve.
You gave her a ride on New Year's Eve?
Well, the morning after.
The morning after New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Now, why wasn't she with you on New Year's Eve?
Because we were at a point in the relationship where, you know, we were off. You know, we would go off and do our own things, and it'd be somebody did her thing. Yeah.
And clearly, son, you don't have enough experience to be having that kind of a relationship, so I'd recommend you stop right now.
The Tom Leykis Show.